Hey everybody, Truth Dog here, internet's favorite dog, back at it with yet another video, another crazy one. Today I want to be discussing deepfake technology as well as voice replication technology and the applications of said tech. I do believe that we might be living in a world where, as the fake John Lennon said, nothing is real, and boy was he right. So this is a movie called The Congress. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't find it particularly entertaining, but it did have some things which were fairly enlightening. This scene in particular is probably the best one from the movie. Just a quick rundown of the scene, of the movie, I should say. It's like a very sort of meta story. It follows the actress Robin Wright in real life, and she's given an offer by a film studio to actually sell her own image and retire. And apparently, like in the fictional universe of the film, all actors are basically given this offer, and it's revealed that most of the people that we see on screen are actually CGI versions that have been motion captured and voice captured. And the majority of films that we see, performances that we see from big Hollywood actors, isn't actually them in front of a camera. It's just a CGI replication. This is the scene in which the studio comes to Robin Wright's house to try and sell her on the idea by demonstrating the technology in a soap opera. And I'm going to show you this for a couple of reasons. One, because it's actually pretty entertaining, and two, because it shows something which is pretty revealing, something which I've noticed, which is people on screen blinking with one eye. And in this, I'd already been noticing that, and this scene actually shows that. So without further blah 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 blaring, I'm gonna run the clip, and hopefully I don't get copywritten for this.
Who are you? Oh my God, who did I marry? Sweetie.
That isn't Michelle.
That is Michelle.
That's Harvey Keitel, the guy from my dreams.
You're telling me she wasn't there when they did this?
If you really want to know, she was in Paris when they were making that crap.
Okay, the camera stopped recording there for a second. They're trying to stop me. They're trying to censor the old Truth Dog. Well, let's keep this train wreck rolling.
I mean, it's perfect.
Perfect? No, but it's not bad at all from the beginning of the revolution. Notice anything?
Those morons. They've been trying to sell that book for 3 years.
I don't find that funny at all.
Well, okay, just wait until you see that wink in the sex scenes. It'll crack you up. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Mom.
So as you can see,
Perfect? No.
there's a glitch with the software that the people blink with one eye. Okay, so that's just one thing I wanted to show. It's one down, 500 more to go. Okay, so this is a video that was recommended to me by the awesome Google algorithm. It knows me so well. Why would I not want to watch In Bed with Joan Rivers, episode 23, Alyssa Milano? But at the very start of the clip, I noticed something, and I remembered to show this.
I'm gonna get in bed with Joan, and I'm wearing my pajamas, which I thought everybody wore their pajamas because they're actually getting in bed with Joan. But
You see, she already did it before, but it's the exact same thing. The blinking with one eye, and it looks so glitchy. If you also pay attention, you'll see that her skin looks like ultra CGI. It looks very smooth, like
turns out
a video game cutscene.
nobody wears their pajamas.
The eyes are actually pretty wonky in general. I just want to go back because
Everybody wore their pajamas because they're actually getting in bed with Joan.
where's the freaking pointer? See the crease there too?
But turns out nobody wears their pajamas.
So there you go. There's another one down. 49 to go. This is, and now on the opposite end of the spectrum, so to speak, we got this channel, Frank James. He does actually a lot of pretty good videos. I've learnt some things from his channel about the 16 personalities, which I will incorporate into my own at some point, talking about the differences between not only introverts, extroverts, which is obvious, but the difference between introverts and sensors. You can tell I'm not a CGI character because they wouldn't program this many mistakes, or would they? You can't see, but I'm blinking with one eye. So this sketch, old Frankie James, eh? He does it too. He does it too. A lot of these just like mid tier to big tier YouTubers, I've noticed they blink with one eye too.
Good to see you guys. Glad we...
Oh, and another thing, I was actually struggling. Like, I know I've seen this guy blink with one eye so many times, but I looked for like half an hour this morning in preparation for this video, and I could barely find anything substantial. And so I just went back to like the main page on YouTube, and of course, you know, the Google algorithm that reads your mind and your thoughts and can hear what you're thinking and saying. It recommended me this video, and it has one. So I was like, oh, good. I'm glad it's spying on me for once.
Could hang out. Yeah. Oh, hey, what if we went to Chipotle for...
There you go. So he just did it there. Is this eye. He always does it with that eye. And I've been trying to find out if it's like actually a medical condition, because I see it, like I said, I see it all the time. It's hard to friggin' think of like, you know, which videos I've seen in, but if you, you know, keep an eye out, so to speak, and you'll notice it too.
Went to Chipotle for lunch.
Fuck, see. What did they...
What if we went to...
Anyway, he did it, okay? He did it. And there was another video, the only one that I found anything close to what I'm looking for in this one.
Now, introverts often enjoy tasks where they can be by themselves for hours on end, like building a website. So what better sponsor for this video than Squarespace, the intuitive website building platform?
Now, this is interesting because this was like the first one where I found one, and it wasn't major. I swear he does it more obvious than that. But what he says right after this will blow your mind.
So you can create an online presence as a stand-in for your real-life presence.
Create an online presence as a stand-in for your real-life presence. Interesting. Okay, so let's keep going. Now we're going to get into the deepfakes here. First of all, I thought I'd give some context because the one that I've wanted to show features these two people as stand-ins for characters on the US version of The Office. This is Ethan and Hilda or whatever, I think. And this guy apparently has Tourette's syndrome. And you know, it's this whole thing with his eyebrows. They move involuntarily. And I've also noticed he tends to like blink out of sync too. And that to me seems like something else is in control.
Comments here on our Sam Pepper video, a very serious, thought-provoking video, by the way. Top comment here: Ethan, what's with your eyebrows? You're fucking look like you're on crack. Ethan, your eye.
So anyway, you can see.
It's my own eyebrows.
See what I mean? His eyebrows move involuntarily, but his eyes are also somewhat out of sync.
I mean, a lot of you guys probably know, but I have Tourette's syndrome. A mild case of Tourette's syndrome. I don't scream obscenities, but I do this every once in a while. And the truth is that it's definitely worse now than it's been probably ever. And it's it's annoying, you know, it's hard to look at myself doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that one actually blinked without that one. Just take my word for it, please. Just go with this. Okay, so that's an example. Hopefully you guys are aware of the US Office. This is the character Kevin, and this is Michael Scott's girlfriend, Holly. And in this version, they're played by those people from H3H3. And I just want to show you how a random person on YouTube can use this technology to create something, I would say about 90% accurate. You know, maybe even if you weren't told that, you know, you weren't aware of what The Office is, you could watch this and think, okay, those are the actors who play these parts, right? The only thing that they haven't done with this deepfake in most cases is substitute the voices. In this one, they maintain the actor's original performance as far as vocals go. But you'll see how good and how believable the deepfake technology is at replicating facial expressions onto another person.
I do the numbers.
Oh, good for you.
Do you want an M&M?
Oh, no, that is so sweet. Thank you, though.
Yeah, to keep them here at my desk.
See, it's pretty good. The only thing they didn't capture was his Tourette's syndrome.
So that everybody doesn't take them.
Well, that is a very safe place for them.
See, and you can like put them in any position and basically, you know, this whatever witchcraft they're using can replicate the face
That means you could get.
I'm totally.
That was great how they captured the deadness of his eyes. It's really impressive. So here's one that a wider audience would be aware of. Little known actor by the name of Tom Cruise. This isn't really Tom Cruise, but this is a deep fake. Very realistic Tom Cruise AI deep fake. So.
Oh,
Shit, that's loud.
it's a little embarrassing, you know, reminds me once in the Russian.
So what this is an actor who has done the performance, and they've obviously substituted the face with the CGI technology.
Ran into Gorbachev. He said, "You almost did a movie star."
Looks pretty. I would say it looks pretty darn convincing. Aside from the voice, now as for who I think they got to do that, I didn't do my research, but this is guy, Tom Cruise impersonator.
As perfect as mine.
So you can tell,
Yeah, it's me.
you can tell that's not Tom Cruise, but you know he looks quite similar to him, right? And he does a good impression of him. I don't think his voice is identical at all, but he does. You know, he's good at replicating the cadence and tone and whatnot.
Tom Cruise. And yeah, I've been the angry video game nerd the entire time. See the nerd room back here? Yeah.
Oh, see, this is interesting too. This is the start of the clip. Angry video game nerd reveals the whole time he's been Tom Cruise, right?
How can anyone copy a face?
Now that's a reference to the first Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise in it, where they show that the CIA or whatever that movie's about, those agents, they have this access to rubber masks that look exactly like someone else's face. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. See, so this was all done with CGI, I think, but it's demonstrating. Okay, I'm going to get it. This is probably not safe for work anymore, but you see this? I think that whole thing is CGI, but what I think it's showing is something that actually exists. Now, just for context, Tom Cruise Mission Impossible mask is shown in the movie too. And like I said, anything that they show in the movies is usually stuff that actually exists in real life. You know, they tell the truth in fiction and they fictionalize the truth.
No, shouldn't. You are not to be true.
Did you see that? He threw up the 666 as he threw that guy down. Hold on. Ha 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 ha.
No.
Did I skip past the part with the mask?
Hold on to this.
Oh, here we go. There you go. So again, probably something that has existed in reality for a while. So yeah, that's the Tom Cruise deep fake, very realistic, and that's the guy who I think was playing the deep fake, the Tom Cruise impersonator.
The angry video game nerd the entire time. See the nerd room back here? Yeah. All a green screen. It's fake. Hollywood magic. What?
Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. And so this is just a series of them. I won't take you through them, but you can see there's Burt Reynolds as Sean Connery, Emma Watson again, Vladimir Putin. This is an example. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. How I actually believe that in major, because okay, so I'll get it together, Truth Dog. In mainstream Hollywood movies, they have used this kind of deepfake technology, but it's far worse, far more primitive. It looks like a joke compared to the stuff that people can just do online. You know what I mean? It makes no sense that Hollywood movies would not be able to get anywhere near how accurate and how convincing the deepfake is on YouTube, you know? And so I believe that they're deliberately doing bad versions of CGI in Hollywood movies as the popular example to distract people or to trick people into thinking that the technology isn't as advanced as it really is. They do the same kind of thing with animatronics, where they've shown, you know, like a couple of years ago, they showed like how realistic an animatronic can be, and you know they've got this person it's clearly a robot. It looks like something from Chuck E. Cheese, but like of course, I would imagine that you know the animatronic technology is actually so real you probably couldn't even tell if someone in your own life was actually, you know, like an exoskeleton robotoid version of the real person. So like that's what they do in Hollywood. The prime example I want to show you is a movie called Gemini Man, which is like pretty infamously maligned, because what the concept of the movie is, it's got Will Smith in it, right, acting against himself as a younger version of himself, and they use this deepfake technology to create this such a convincing version of young Will Smith. I can't believe it's fake, you know, but it's so obviously fake. Like I said, that's the psyop. They want you to believe that that's where the technology is at this point. Unfortunately, due to YouTube, people have sort of let the cat out of the bag. Hey, what's going on there? Shape-shifting or some shit, right? See, of course, what I'm trying to say here is that in the movie, the real Will Smith, because you can tell the CGI one, they make it look way too fake on purpose. In the movie, the real Will Smith is CGI. That's where the technology actually is. Okay? So here's the scene. I think this is the ending. Not that, oh no, no one wants the movie Gemini Man spoiled for them. Everyone wanted to see that. As I said also before, they tend to hide the truth in movies that no one would ever see. You know, it's like lesser magic. They have to tell you, but they also don't want you to know. So, like I said, they'll hide truth in fiction. Like they'll give the movie a terrible title, or they'll under promote it just so like no one will ever really find out about it or think about it. So anyway, here's the scene.
Hey.
So what I'm saying is these two actors are CGI.
Congrats on the promotion. I hear they got big plans. I want to do. Just got to figure out how.
Okay.
Not like before. Oh, and I actually looked in a mirror.
So here it is. It looks so jank and so ridiculous. This is the fake Will Smith. See, like, it looks like one of the Star Wars aliens or something. Look at this. I just want to show you. See, Will Smith. He has the 77, the M. If you don't know what that is, just comb through every last one of my videos and you'll find out.
Catch you later.
Look how ridiculous this is. Hold on.
This is...
See how like over animated it is? It looks like real Pixar. It has like motion blur, and it's like
you passport.
The details like not there. God, I don't want to get copywritten. See how fake it is? Like it doesn't emote properly, whereas those other ones that people have done on YouTube do.
Got pretty good credit.
See, it looks like Shrek. The eyes just look like underdone. It looks so undercooked.
Jackson? It's my mother's name. Hey.
See what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that they deliberately made that one look shitty so you don't notice that this one is the CGI thing that they've done. Now what you might be thinking, or hopefully what you're thinking is, well, how did they replicate the voice, Truth Dog? Well, there's obviously two ways they could do it. They could have Will Smith come in and do the voice, or they could use this, which I saw on the news 2018. Yeah, it's finally coming into play. So
doing something amazing and frightening. They're using AI to clone your voice.
Were you speaking about this new album?
That, of course, might be one of the reasons why they have the voice reading technology, Siri and all that shit, you know, just to get copies of your voice. As this thing shows, they only need to get a certain amount of syllables of words, and they can basically replicate the entire English language. And, of course, you know, as everyone in the comments will say not only about the deepfake face recognition, but also the voice tech, the application of this sort of stuff is terrifying, especially when combined. But I think I'm the only person to have ever pointed out the two technologies and that they could easily combine them.
The art of the clone.
So you will need to record yourself for a few minutes of audio.
Thousands of letters danced across the amateur author's screen. When you start...
Okay, so create my digital voice now. Creating your digital voice takes at least 1 minute. 1 minute? My God.
Yeah, so before to create...
Type something.
And yet again, for all we know, these people are CGI characters.
So the moment of the truth.
So here's what it can do.
Once Lyrebird's AI has worked its magic, after I'm done, it can be played back in my digital voice. And here's the crazy thing.
So they can type any script and it'll read it, even with inflection.
Even words I never actually said in the first.
My voice in there. She seems to be advanced.
Never actually said in the first place.
Artificial intelligence technology seems to be advancing very quickly. Should we be afraid? I mean, I can definitely hear my voice.
See, that was his. It was monotone, right? But I guarantee you they can put in emotion. They can just, whatever into the code, program the inflection, and you've got it. You know what I mean? So there you go. That stuff exists, has existed for a while now. We've only been allowed to know about it since 2018, but usually the stuff that they have, army, military, CIA, whatnot, this stuff exists for decades in advance. So this could have been going on forever,
North Korea. And then you could picture somebody taking over your voice and creating some mayhem in your personal life.
Yeah, there you go. And just one thing closing out, I remember years and years ago, like 2014, 2015, people were pointing out how Obama was actually made by CGI when he did these national addresses. And I'll just show you this, and it's just something to leave you on thinking. Could this be real? Just question everything you see.
Tonight I want to talk to you about Syria, why it matters, and where we go from here. Over the past 2 years, what began as a series of peaceful protests...
You can see how limited the movement is, how sort of like on rails it is, and it's even sort of like monotone. There's no real deviation in these speech patterns. It's just like, "Hi, I'm Obama. Here is my speech." Pause. Blah blah blah. Pause. Blah blah blah. And I've noticed the blinking seems to be on some kind of what do you call it? Loop, where it's like blink, blink, pause, blink, blink, pause. Roughly that. Here or there it deviates, but I've noticed that. I was trying to find like one eye blinking because that would really tie it all in together, but I couldn't. Anyway, this one's been going on long enough. I think you get the point. Yeah, so I hope you learned something. I hope you found it interesting. And this is Truth Dog, blinking with one eye, signing out. Woof, woof! 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 Damn it, it's doing that thing again.